first bill Iowa lawmakers will debate on the House and Senate floors will be Governor Kim Reynolds' education bill. Now, that measure would set up education savings accounts funded by the state for students to use toward private schools. Leadership on both sides of the aisle spoke with reporters today, sharing what they're gearing up for.
At the end of the day, it's still about the parent making the decision. That's what the objective of this entire goal is.
When asked if he thought the House had the votes to approve the governor's education bill, Speaker Pat Grassley had this to say.
I don't think I'd be moving the bill along throughout the process if we didn't have that expectation.
Democrats, however, say the bill is being rushed through without proper vetting.
Republicans are pushing this through so quickly that they're not even allowing their colleagues on the committee that looks at the overall state budget a chance to look at the bill and ask some questions.
The state's independent legislative services agency typically provides an estimate for how much a bill could cost the state, but that may not be ready by the time lawmakers debate.
We'd like to see them from a nonpartisan source. We hear we might get one on Monday, but that's not a lot of time to look over something that's going to be $1 billion project over 4 years.
The goal is obviously to have that, but if we don't have that, we have been very transparent and clear with what the costs are, not just with this, but in the entirety of the budget moving forward up to even 5 years, which is that's really a long projection to make any sort of budget decision.
Once debate begins, there's no definitive timetable until when final votes will take place.
There is time between now and the debate to let your legislators know what the impact of this legislation will be on your rural districts, on your school districts, on your community, and on our state's budget.
I think we've come up with a really good bill here. I think the governor's proposed a really strong bill that addressed a lot of any concerns that may have existed over the last 2 years in the debate that we've had.
And House Minority Leader Converse believes that debate could come as soon as next Monday. And another bill making its way through the State House focuses on the state's welfare programs. House File 3 would add new requirements for people applying for public assistant benefits. For example, it would require Health and Human Services to conduct an asset test on all members in the household before awarding SNAP benefits. That means the state would take a note of property like cars, boats, and other items.
It's these entitlement programs. They're the ones that are growing within the budget and are putting pressure on us being able to fund other priorities. And so I think it's time for us to take a serious look at what they are.
Democrats, however, have shared concerns over the bills, specifically a provision that would change the eligible food items under the state SNAP to be limited to what's included on the approved WIC list. Now, Democrats argue that list is much smaller and has no meat options for families, unlike SNAP, only canned fish.